guys, how you doing? Lisa Magoulas here. Today I'm going to be making stuffed artichokes, but I'm stuffing them with a quinoa stuffing that I will share with you later. But I want to start off by showing you how to prepare the artichoke. Now I know the screen's backwards, so my hand's going to get in the way because I'm not a lefty, so I'll do my best. You want to cut off about the first, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch of the heart, and then get that out of the way. Now you can eat the stem, so I want to cut the bottom off because I want to make sure that they sit up straight in the pan. So I'm going to cut the bottom off, but I am going to keep the the stem, because that will taste good later. So you just want to take that and peel it. And I just did one prior to this because I'm making two of them, one for me and one for Spiro. So I have the other one soaking in lemon water right now, upside down in lemon water, to help get the lemon flavor in there. Okay, that's good. So I'll put that, as you can see, in the bowl. That's the other one that I have. So now we have this nicely seeded artichoke. We want to make sure you get this purple stuff out of the middle. You can take a knife and kind of get it out. Okay, that's the choke. So you take that out, and then you want to take off any outer leaves that are kind of funky. These are little guys, so. And then you want to go ahead and cut off any of the hard spots, the pointy part of the leaves. You know, you don't want to nail your tongue with that when you go to scrape it when you're eating it later. So just cut those off, and there you have it. I'm going to be soaking this also in the water for a little bit. So now that I showed you my gardens, I'm going to show you how to make pesto. There's some seeds, so we're going to pull that off. You want to take all of your basil. If you see any pieces that are icky, get rid of them, discard them, and just start pulling the leaves off so that you don't, you can use the stems too, but just start pulling them off. Hey, so how you doing? Here's it's probably about 3 cups, not squished and packed into the cup, but probably about 3 cups of fresh basil. I like to add some parsley, and then if you look here, this is Italian parsley, probably about, again, loose in the cup, maybe 3/4 of a cup. I have 3 cloves of garlic, and I like to squirt some fresh lemon juice in there. You also could add pinoli nuts. We don't have any right now, and you can add a nice chunk of fresh Parmesan cheese. But I can't eat cheese, so I'm not putting it in. You can always top it off later. You know, plus if you're going to cook it, the cheese gets sticky, so I like to add it later. And a really nice, fresh, first press premium olive oil. Okay. So you simply just put everything in your food processor. I like to chop up the garlic a little bit so that it chops up easier. Whoops. Okay, and now squeeze some of the lemon juice in there. Making sure you don't get any seeds. And some olive oil. Now I play the olive oil by ear. Again, it depends on all your measurements, how much you have in there. You just want to get it to the nice runny consistency. So I'm gonna blend it up. Okay, take the top off and just kind of smush it down. See, this is why I chop up the garlic a little bit ahead of time, because it's still kind of chunky in here. And I'm gonna add, since the top's off anyways, a little more olive oil. Okay. Now that looks good. Perfect. Okay. And there you have it. That's the consistency you want. Okay, my friends, I know I'm going to cooking school and I am learning how to cut and everything, but I have to tell you, this little handy gadget is like my best friend. I use this all the time. I use it for my chopped salads. It's called the salsa maker. It's the easiest thing to clean and to use, and bam, in a second, you got stuff all chopped up. So I recommend anybody that doesn't like to cook or loves to cook but just wants to get through things quickly, this thing's awesome. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, this is going to go into my stuffing. I have 3 good sized crowns of broccoli, and I have a small zucchini. I'm going to use half of this. But watch, this is what's so cool about this machine, or not machine, but little gadget. Love it. You do have to cut stuff up a little bit, but oh my god, it just still saves you a ton of time. Because for this recipe, I want to have it, I want to stuff the artichoke, right? So you got to make sure whatever you get in there is kind of tiny, and I don't want to sit here and chop all day. So watch this. Oop, the broccoli stem. I should work at a fair. Look! Or as seen on TV. Voila! Now, look at that. You know how long it would take you to chop that by hand to get it that tiny? See? That tiny? Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Here's another thing I use all the time. This rice cooker is a lifesaver. I made the quinoa in there, and it's so cool because you can make, I'll throw the quinoa in there and I'll put in like bouillon and vegetables, and you make the pilaf right in there. You can do the same thing with your oats, like steel cut oats. Oh my god, it comes out so good. I put maple syrup and carrots, like apples and cranberries and cinnamon, and you just let it cook right in there. It's awesome. You just set it and forget it. Okay, so we have our zucchini and chopped broccoli. I'm just going to put a little in for now because I don't know how much of the quinoa that I'm going to put in here. Because I made a full batch of quinoa, I don't know how much I'm going to actually need. Oh no, there's that word actually again. I don't know how much I'm going to need to stuff these artichokes, so I'm just going to mix it. And of course we have our pesto. So I'm gonna mix this up, and we will then stuff our artichokes with this. Like I said, you know, you could put cheese in here if you want. It probably would taste really, really good, especially sprinkled on the top of the artichoke. But I can't eat cheese. Spiro will probably have some. I'll probably put some on his. But that looks like it's mixed up pretty good. And you know what? You can even taste it at this point. Let's have a little taste. That's going to be good. See? Okay, so I drained all the water out, flipped them upside down, the artichokes. So now it's time to open it up. What I think I'm going to do, you know, most recipes kind of stuff all the leaves. I think what I'm going to do is just drizzle some olive oil in those leaves, and then just stuff the center. Might make it a little easier. Because you know, you always have the stuffing on the side too. I think it would be fine. Okay. Really, the stuffing's kind of add. You don't want to. Now I'm going to put it in the steamer, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so these things have been cooking, I think, about 45 minutes, and they're soft. So I am going to pull them out. If I can get the tongs around this. It's a pretty big one. I ended up putting some pesto on the top when I, ta-da, there's the stem. When I put them in there, I figured why not top it off with some pesto. Mix it all up. And I still have some grains left from the other, from the leftovers. So you could always heat them up. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And you know what's cool is look at the stuff that I steamed it in. Some of the drippings. So that's actually really good. You could either put it on top, or you could take the rest of your grains and kind of toss it with there. So I say add a little bit. Why not? And you know what else you could do as you're peeling off your little your leaves? You could dip those in more pesto too. So there we have it. Enjoy! So you simply just put everything in your food processor. I like to chop up the garlic a little bit so that it chops up easier. Whoop. You just want to get it to the nice runny consistency. So I'm going to blend it up. Okay, so I have drained the artichokes and let the water come out. It's time to stuff them. So we have to open them up a bit because you want to make sure that you have room to put this yummy stuffing. And we're going to steam these. I guess we could try roasting them, but I don't know. I haven't really done much with artichokes. I know that I like them. I know, you know, when I look up most recipes, most cases they end up steaming them. So I don't know if I'm like really butchering this guy or what, but I think it's open. The point is now to get all the leaves all stuffed. So let's see what that does. Looks like I'm gonna have a little problem. I think I'm gonna have to shut the camera off. This may be this may be a long process. Or I may just say the heck with it and just steam them and eat the stuffing on the side. Holy cow, this isn't easy.